Hello and welcome along to another episode of our second stint from this Rebuilding Scandinavia story from Viborg with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 7, and I think the January transfer window has been telling. Partly because we've been able to get the players we lost back on loan and sign some players to strengthen us. And the fact that we've taken one of Lyngby's stars has really caused them trouble. We are now 13 points clear, one game ahead of the league split. And barring a disaster when we face the top 6 over a course of 10 games, we are going to be promoted to the top tier of Danish football. That will meet our board objective and give us a chance to compete with the big boys in the nation. But we have got first a big game today against Lyngby, as we want to head into the split 16 points clear rather than just the 13 or 10 if our visitors are to get the win today. So if you're looking forward to finding out if we can, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video, subscribe down below for daily FM22 content. I'll apologise for any little background noise today. I'm recording this on Heatwave Day, so there is a fan in the background. You can find links to all the key things in the eye above, including the top 3 playlist and the new experiments again as well. But thank you very much for popping along as always. You can support the show as a channel member down below. But we are going to get straight in to what was going to be a title contending clash. But Lyngby have dropped away dramatically. Let's firstly have a look at what we've been doing, because if we look at the schedule, we've been faultless. Let's move it up so you can see the ones behind my head. We have played 3 games off camera. We won 3-1 in the first. We fell behind, bounced back by the break with Anyembi, and in new signing MAGNUS. It shows you the difference, doesn't it? A man who was available to Lyngby for the first half of the season, and in this game was available for us. Not only did he play the game, he scored 2 goals that were so crucial in our victory. If we have a look at his history this season, he's actually scored 8 goals in 15 for Lyngby. He's now scored 3 and 4 for us. So you can see why they're missing him. He scored 1 and 2 the previous season. You can't afford to lose players like that and not replace them. We then won 1-0 away at Hobro. Pretty poor performance, but look who it was. MAGNUS with the goal again. And then a 3-0 more comprehensive win at home to B93. Joachim Rothman back on the score sheet. Same for Justin Lundvik and Ibrahim Saeed. The bottom 2, of course, amongst 3 that are leaving us at the end of this season. They've been sold. The loan back is not far from expiring. And what's really sad about it, on the more worrying side, is if you look at the finances, we're basically back where we started when we joined this club. 1.7 million in debt. It's going to get worse before the end of the year. The committed spending is over the wage budget, so I'm not sure we're going to get much of a transfer budget either. I think season 2 is going to be the more challenging here. The only thing we can hope is that we can loan these guys another year, or that we can sell a few others and get them back on loan too. Otherwise, we could be dealing in the free agent market. And when you're competing with Copenhagen, Brøndby, over a course of a whole season rather than just one-offs, you're probably going to get found out in terms of consistency. But let's go and get straight into the Lyngby game. We will see the league split and play the first game after that as well. But this is a massive occasion. If Lyngby win, they've got a sniff, a small sniff back into the title race, because we will play twice more as well, don't forget. If we win, 16 points clear, I think it's job done. So let's go and get through the tactical meeting, see what side we can put out today. Mercifully, the injuries have died down just a little bit at the moment, but still, you never know what to expect. So let's go and pick our 11. Lyngby got loads of the best young players in the country, 16s and 17-year-olds everywhere. We're going to try and nick a few of them in the summer if we go up, but for now, let's go and pick our 9 up. So we've got to the stage of the season now where it's just about getting the job done. As a result, a couple of the youngsters are out of the squad, Denius being one of them, who, again, is a decent signing from Copenhagen, but has just been riddled by injuries. He's actually only been fit for 2 of the matches since he's been here, and even then, he's not been recommended for selection. Bernston, he probably will feature once the league's won, but for now, we've got to get the job done, and there's nobody on that substitutes bench that he's better than. So our lineup for today, a couple of controversial picks. We've gone for Vitt in a holding role instead of Gröning, the experienced club legend. I am trying to bring him on every time because he's only about 80 or 90 appearances away from the club record. I'm not sure he's going to get there. He's out of contract this summer. He'd have to accept reduced terms. With 5 subs in Denmark, he could get a lot of games off the bench even next year. He's an experienced pro. He's really good working backwards. And I'd like to keep him if we possibly can. Alongside that, we've got Jakob Bonda playing centre-half. One of our best midfielders, probably would be in the starting lineup there. But we've played Franca, we've played Mikel. they're not the same standard. So Bonduc goes in to cover for Karamoko. Of course, Hayden Carter, fellow Englishman, will be joining us in the summer. The rest of it, though, pretty standard. You can maybe argue that Karstrup is incredibly unlucky not to start, but against his former club, I just want to take the emotion out of it. He can come on late on and terrorise them when they're knackered. That means our starting 11 for today is Behrens in goal. Of course, he's another one who's coming permanently at the end of the year. And Yemby and Lauritsen the fullbacks, with Bonder and Carlson at centre-half. Witt, Londvik and Janusa at the midfield three. Said, Beck and Rothman back to fitness up front. This is a really good side. It's settled. It's 14 or 15 players that rotate in the starting 11. We've got a great core. We've got enough cover where needed. And hopefully it's going to bring us the title. Let's get into this game against Lyngby. And if we win it, I think we're virtually there. And here are the lineups. Quite a few youngsters in the Lyngby team. Honestly, if they were able to keep that squad together for 5 years, they'd be world beaters. But the truth is, they're going to get picked off in the summer. The top tier sides will nick most of their youngsters, and they're probably going to be left rebuilding again. But they seem to have a really good academy or a good recruitment process for youngsters from lower leagues. They've made 4 changes. We've kept the same 11 again. It's been a crucial part of our consistency, not having too many changes. So let's get the lads to carry on the last performance and hopefully get a big win to all but seal the title. Well, almost 20 minutes on the clock. It's been a quiet game so far as the voice is drying up. But the goals certainly aren't for Viborg. Londvik puts a lovely through ball to Beck. Didn't see much of a build-up to that goal, actually. Must have been a very direct approach. But excellent stuff. Tobias Beck finishes in style. He's now happy to stay after the signing of his competition on the left wing. And he said he wanted quality players there. Well, he's probably a good judge of them. Maybe a future scout in 15 years' time. Although straight from the kickoff we've conceded. Didn't this happen last episode as well? We get so excited about getting ahead that we become extremely vulnerable at the back. This time, though, we've got a full strength back 4, so I can't blame it on a lack of quality. As Lauritsen's got a corner kick, can we strike back again? This game is coming to life as Carlson heads over. It remains 1-1. What a first quarter. 20 minutes of boredom and then 2 minutes of mayhem. And we're back with a free kick again, about 30 yards out. Very central for Lauritsen. Lovely effort, punched away by Haukin. And it's going to be Lauritsen again on the left-hand side. Back to Janusa. Into the box again. Said can't get there. Mikkelsen on a yellow, the centre-half for Lyngby. Someone we did try to sign in January. He was one of 4 or 5 alongside Bernston that we offered contracts to. But most of the others rejected us. I guess because Lyngby could offer football and we couldn't. As Sorensen plays out to Buana. Down the left to Bjarnsen. Lyngby seem to be really up for this. They've gathered momentum from the goal, and Bjarnsen on the edge. It's starting to make waves. It's into the back post. Carlson's there. Misses the first header. Clears it off the line second time. And for the rebound, thankfully, the offside flag goes up. Otherwise, we might have been in a spot of bother. We have been dominant according to the stats, but from what we've seen, I'm not too sure of that. Whether the voice is going to hold up 2 games, I don't know. But here come Lyngby again with a big goal kick. Downfield, Havit heads away. Hoodoo brings it down to Bjarnsen, though. We can't get out our own half. Buana to Hoodoo. To Mikkelsen. Wide left to Sorensen. It's a good switch, that. Back to Bjarnsen, who's been the danger man in the last 20 minutes. Witt heads away, though, to Rothman. Can we counter at speed? Carlson. Into Londvik. If I go silent, you have to accept my apologies. As we're out to Anyembi again. Back to Carlson. Down the line. Londvik's got in behind. Rothman came in deep. It was a really clever run. And it's led to us retaking the lead at a perfect time. Rothman came short. The centre-half followed him in. And then Londvik just made that busting gut run. Got in behind the centre-half. Nobody tracked him. And he went round the keeper. Composed finish for 2-1. Viborg back in the lead. And hopefully the lads, now inspired and motivated, will hang on to it this time. Well, 25 minutes to go. Time for changes because there's some tired legs and there's some pretty average performers out there. We are in a position, though, with Nykabin dropping back to a draw now, where we could be 16 points clear. And you can understand why the board wanted us to win the title now. But the recruitment has been so good. Might harm us next season in the long term, losing loads of our stars. But it has been great. At right back, I'm not sure what to do. So let's get the other ones out the way first. Witt will be replaced by Gröning. In midfield, we're going to bring on Harbo for Janusa. On the right wing, Said will come off for Palmer. Karstrup on for Rothman with Beck going up front. And it's just Anyembi. What do we do? Do we go Franca and switch Lauritsen, or do we put Carlson out to full back? I'm going to go Franca because I think it's better to keep the centre-half secure. It's been a really good game. We keep our set-piece specialist on. And I just hope that we can cling on for this one. 25 remaining. Still only a 1-goal lead. But we've got a stronger bench and I want it to show. As it's a throw on the right for Lauritsen. 15 minutes left on the clock. David Palmer, fresh legs, young superstar. Gets it to Lundvik, who's had a wonderful game today. I'd love to keep him another year. It would give me so much more confidence. Long ball forward though, and Lyngby are on the counter. Here they are with Stylefest to Jules. Over halfway, he's got support from his fullback. Taylor is the man. Inside to Buana. Back to Taylor again. They're working it forward nicely here, Lyngby. Got a lot of men forward. 3 or 4 in the box. One's at the back post. Lauritsen heads away though. Only as far as Mikkelsen. Out wide to Zacho. Palmer nicks it, but not for long. Zacho again into Hoodoo. All Lyngby here. This is more like the first half. Gröning steps in, but can't get it clear. Through ball towards Magnussen. Keeper's rounded. It's 2-2. Lyngby showing up for the big occasion. Always seems to be a great game against them. And if they're able to nick a win today, we could be in big trouble. Because if we play them twice more, it could be the lead down to 4 points in theory. As Buana gets forward again. Intercepted by Gröning. Here's Harbo to Gröning. 10 minutes left. This is going to be so important. If we win it, it's job done. If we don't, it becomes more difficult. A draw's all right, though. I don't think we'll complain at that. As Lundvik puts in Beck, it could get better. Tobias Beck, the academy youngster with over 100 appearances. It means so much to him. He scores with 8 minutes to go. And we're back in the lead for the 3rd time. It was 3-3 last time we played. We scored a late penalty, then missed an even later one. Let's hope Lyngby don't get the same chance today. Nykopint now behind to Vejle. That's because of a late penalty too. But I think we're going to cling on. The title surely is all but won. The league splits now. There's 30 points left to play for. And we're 16 clear. If we can just draw the 2 games against Lyngby, it's basically job done. Well, this is a very big bonus for us. After the win, the promotion stages draw, we'll look at who we're playing first. 230 grand for being first in a normal season. That is absolutely excellent. We needed the money. It takes us back down to 1.5 million. But let's see who we're going to be facing. We've got 2 weeks before the games, actually. Do we know who we're facing when? Let's get them in order. Who's first? It will be Vejle at home, the first game. We've of course got midweeks with Copenhagen coming up in May, so I want it wrapped up by the end of next month. It's the promotion stage and the games will start to come thick and fast now. But we mentioned about Lyngby's youngsters, and there's a good reason we're going to have to keep trying to nick them in the summer now, because if we go back a couple of days, we had our youth intake and it was shocking. We've got a few with 3-star potential, 1-star ability, a striker who can't really finish, and a goalkeeper who, yeah, maybe could be a backup, but likes to punch, likes to rush out, and isn't great at all of the basic stuff. Positioning's awful, not my type of keeper. I did just notice, though, this striker who can't head a ball or finish is 6'6" at 15. Could I retrain him as something else? A centre-half maybe would be ideal, even a goalkeeper. We have to maybe make use of him just for the height, but hopefully we'll get some money for him as a result. Let's go and get into our team selection though. It is a big game today, and as a result, I'm going to keep things as similar as possible. On the bench, I could make adjustments, but I'm not going to at this stage. Let's get the job done, then we can change the team. So the same 11, the same 18. There is some transfer news on that front as well, though. The bad news is the 3 loanees in a starting lineup are not able to be reloaned next year. Saeed's club not discussing it. Lundvik's club want the full 8 grand a week of wages being paid. That is more than triple any of our players at the club. And Yanusa is too soon to extend. However, Harbo and Palmer, developing youngsters on the bench from Copenhagen, have renewed for next season, so at the very least we should have a competitive squad. With that done though, you know the team very well. Let's go and get into the game, and hope consistency is key as we head into the promotion stage and we edge closer to getting promotion to the top tier. Okay then, John Arnarisa's side step up. They have got a very good team, but not one as good as us. They have been a little bit persistent this season. They've caused troubles. They've caused shocks in the cup. They have been a bit of a pain in the backside for some in the league title race. But generally, we should be beating a side like this, particularly after our January recruitment. So let's go and see how we get on. Into the first half we go. A quiet 10 minutes, but surely It's a matter of time before we get our dominance. As here we are with a free kick, 20 minutes on the clock. Again been a quiet start as Beck finds Lundvik. Could it be a reverse of the last game? Not quite. Lundvik's shot blocked behind for a corner. It's going to be taken. And an in-swinging delivery from Lauritsen. Plenty of tall men in the box. Can he find them? To the back post it goes. Headed away by Johnson. He's out for a throw-in. Quarter of the game gone. No shots on target for either side. Lyngby though behind to Nykabin. That's the perfect result for us. Well, Lyngby level on a stroke of half time. This game has been absolutely shocking. 3 shots, none on target. Not even many corners, free kicks, anything attacking. It looks like it's going to be about game changers this one, as it's a free kick early in the second half for our visitors. Into the back post, they're 1-0 up. Will the clap start now? And will the other sides be able to get 16 points to even catch us? That's the big question. Not a good bit of defending though. Poor start to the half. We're going to have to make changes soon because that is not good enough. And with some poor performers plus a Lundvik injury, a twisted knee by the looks of it, it is definitely time to get the changes on. Lundvik off for Harbo, who will be here next season. Saeed playing poorly, off for Palmer, who will be here next season. A nervous Rothmanoff, just not rekindled that form since his injury. Karstrup on for him. Grunin on for Vitt in the holding role. Let's get ourselves that experience in. We'll leave the last sub 5 or 10 more minutes, but 4 made, lots of experience coming on, lots of quality youth players too. Let's see how it goes. Header at the back post from Bonda. We'll encourage the lads. We've got half an hour left. We need to find our form. It's been a really poor performance, but quarter of the game to go here. We're still 1-0 down. We are starting to get on top in terms of the stats. I'm going to demand more. We're going to go positive, and we're hopefully going to find a way out because it's starting to look a little bit tricky, this. At the back, Bonda's on a yellow, so I'm just going to take him off for Nickel. He looks nervous anyway. We've got 10 minutes to go. Can I encourage the lads forwards? Doesn't look like it. Only a couple of minutes left. We're going to go attacking. 5 minutes added on. We've got a corner kick. Draw would be a good result now. Mikel at the back post. Carlson gets there first though. Heads just over the bar. It's going to be a disappointing start to the league split. A rare defeat at home. This time to Vejle. They win 1-0. It's backs to the wall stuff, though we didn't do much to win it really. Now let's see how that leaves the table. What was the final score in the other game and how are we going to bounce back from that disappointment? Well, our opponents actually go up to second place with that win because the others were holding each other. So let's have a look at the schedule and when we're next going to be back. Despite that defeat, I'm confident it's job done. So we're going to leave the rest of this month and I'm going to come back for Copenhagen in the semi-final of the Danish Cup. It's a chance to play the biggest side on paper in the country, the side with the biggest name squad. Are they still top of the league? They're not. They've dropped to second again. Midtjylland the side on top this time. But a very good team. That's who we're going to play. We'll either show one leg of that and Nykabin away if it's close in the title race, or we'll just show both legs of Copenhagen. If you did enjoy this episode though, a rare defeat and a thriller against Lyngby as is customary, then please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Let me know if you agree that it's job done or should I not be getting complacent just yet. If you want to stay up to date and find out and see how we get on against the big boys, then subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on for daily FM22 content. We've got a big season on the way with Hemel Hempstead Town transfer special coming to you tomorrow. There's also links in the eye above to the top 3 playlist, the new experiment for FM22 and much more as well. But a massive thank you for your support as always. You can find the top 3 playlist above my head now. And I'll see you back here in a couple of days time for Copenhagen in the Cup semi-final.